There's a man I think about when this subject comes up. He ran a crew of 9 people for 6 years. He was the first one in every morning and the last one to leave. He covered for the ones who overslept. He rewrote the reports that came back sloppy at night, so nobody would get in trouble. He said yes to every favor, every shift, every apology he didn't owe. And when the promotion came, they gave it to somebody who had been there 11 months. He asked why, and his boss said something he has never been able to forget. He said, "Nobody thought you wanted it." 6 years of proving he was useful, and he had never once made anyone believe he was valuable. That's not the same thing. Useful gets used. Valuable gets chosen. And the distance between those two words is the entire subject of the next 15 minutes. Because you have probably been told that if you're good enough for long enough, people will notice. That's the lie. Nobody is coming to notice. Respect is not the reward at the end of being agreeable. Respect is a price, and you're the one who sets it. Right now, whether you meant to or not, you have published a rate. Everyone around you already knows exactly what it costs to disappoint you, and for most people listening to this, that number is 0. That's why it happens. Not because you're weak, not because they're cruel. Because you have been running a business that gives everything away and charges nothing. And then you're confused that nobody treats it like it's worth something. So let's talk about how you raise the price. The first thing you have to understand is that a boundary is not a feeling. A boundary is a behavior. You can feel disrespected for 11 years and nothing changes. Feeling it is not the same as showing it. A boundary is the thing you actually do differently the next time. It's the email you don't answer at midnight. It's the meeting you leave when it turns into an audience for somebody's bad mood. It's the sentence, "I'm not going to do that," said once, calmly, with no paragraph after it. That's the part people get wrong. They think the boundary is the explanation. It isn't. The explanation is you asking for permission with extra steps. When you justify, you hand them the argument. You've just told them that if they can beat your reason, they get to have the thing. So they beat your reason. They always beat your reason, because you gave them the reason to beat. Say the sentence, "Stop talking." Let the silence do the work you have been doing with your mouth for years. And understand that the silence will be uncomfortable. It's supposed to be. That discomfort is the price changing hands. Somebody is finding out that you cost more than you did last week, and nobody enjoys that discovery. Now, the second thing, you have to get out of the habit of paying for your own peace with your reaction. Because when someone comes at you, there's a gap. It's small, it might be half a second, but in that gap, you get to choose whether this becomes an event in your life or stays an event in theirs. Most people close that gap instantly. Something lands and they fire, and then they spend the rest of the night rewriting what they should have said. Here's what nobody tells you about reacting fast. It looks like strength, and it reads like need. When you answer immediately, you're telling everyone in the room that what they said mattered enough to move you. You've just paid them. You've handed them the only thing they were fishing for, and you did it in under a second, for free. The one who waits is the one who decides, not because waiting is polite, because waiting is expensive for them and cheap for you. Let the pause sit there. Let them hear their own sentence in the air with nothing under it. You will be amazed how often a person walks their own words back when you refuse to catch them. And when you do answer the thing that actually matters and skip the rest. Not every sentence deserves a response. Not every insult is a question. Most of them are just weather. Let me make that concrete. Because don't react is useless advice until you've seen it work. Picture a meeting, somebody takes a shot at your work in front of 6 people. It's dressed up as a question, but everyone in the room heard what it was. Version 1. You answer immediately. You defend the decision. You list your reasoning. Your voice comes up half a step. You were right about every fact, and you still lost. Because for 90 seconds, the entire room watched. You need something from the person who took the shot. Version 2. You let it land. You look at them. You wait. 2 seconds is an extremely long time in a quiet room. And then you say, "What would you have done?" Now they're the one talking. Now they're the one who has to have an answer ready in front of 6 people. You did not attack them. You didn't defend yourself. You just handed the weight back. That's the whole move. And you can use it this week. The pause is not passivity. The pause is where you decide who is carrying this. Third, look at what you tolerate. Because that is your real standard. Not what you say, not what you believe about yourself, what you have accepted repeatedly in front of witnesses. The person who is late every single time is not confused about the time. They have learned the schedule. They have learned that your schedule bends and theirs doesn't. And they didn't learn it from one conversation. They learned it from 20 small moments where you smiled and said it was fine. It was not fine, you just decided that the friction of saying so cost more than the thing itself. And that math was correct once. It was correct twice. Around the 40th time, that math has quietly turned into your entire life. So audit it. Actually do this. Take one person, one situation, and ask what you have agreed to by not objecting. You will find things in there you never chose. You inherited them from a version of you who was tired that day. And you have been paying that bill on autopilot ever since. And be honest about why you kept paying it. It's almost never because you couldn't say something. It's because saying something would have made you the difficult one. And somewhere along the way you decided that being easy to be around was your main value. That's the trade you've been making. You bought a reputation for being agreeable with the currency of being taken seriously. And the exchange rate on that trade is brutal. Before I get to the biggest one, there's something smaller that costs people more than anything else on this list. You have to say what you want out loud. Go back to the beginning of this 6 years. And the sentence that ended it was, "Nobody thought you wanted it." That man was not passed over because he was bad at the job. He was passed over because he had trained everyone around him to believe he had no appetite. He never asked for the raise. He never said, "I want that role." He assumed that wanting it out loud was undignified, and that a serious person lets the work speak. The work does not speak. The work has no mouth. People are not sitting around decoding your effort for hidden requests. They are busy, and they will take the easiest reading available. And the easiest reading of a man who never asks for anything is that he doesn't need anything. And a person who needs nothing gets given nothing. There's a particular kind of pride in never asking. It feels like strength. It feels like self-sufficiency. It is actually the safest possible way to guarantee you never get told no. Because if you never ask, you can never be rejected. And you can spend a decade telling yourself the world simply failed to notice. That's not dignity. That's insurance. So ask. Plainly once, "I want to run this. I'd like to be paid what the role is worth. I need you to stop doing that." No preamble, no apology in front of it, no nervous laugh after it, and then again the hardest part. Stop talking and let them answer. Some of them will say no. Good. Now you know something true. And you can make a real decision instead of a comfortable guess. Fourth, and this is the one that changes everything. You cannot be respected in a room you're not willing to leave. That's the whole mechanism. Every ounce of leverage you have anywhere in your life comes from your ability to walk. The job, the table, the friendship that costs you something every time you show up. The moment it becomes obvious that you will stay no matter what, The negotiation is finished and you lost it without either of you saying a word. Now hear the part people misunderstand. This is not about threatening to leave. Threatening to leave is the loudest possible way to announce you're staying. It's about actually being someone who could. It's the second job you quietly qualified for. It's the savings you built, so a bad month doesn't own you. It's the life outside that one relationship, the friends who are yours, the room that has your name on it somewhere else. People can feel that, they can't see it, but they can feel it. A person with somewhere else to be carries the room differently than a person with nowhere. And build the somewhere else. That's the work. And that brings me to the last one. Because none of this holds without it. Be genuinely good at something. I know that's not the answer you wanted. Boundaries with nothing behind them are just noise. And everyone can hear that they're hollow. The man who says no and cannot be replaced is setting a boundary. The man who says no and can be replaced by Tuesday is making a request. So become hard to replace. Not by being busy, by being good. Pick the thing you already do and go 3 levels deeper than the people around you are willing to go. Learn the part everyone skips. Be the one who understands why it works, not just how to run it. That is a slow build, and it is not glamorous, and it will take you a year before anyone says anything. But it is the only foundation the rest of this stands on. Respect is not a posture you adopt. It's a bill you can afford to hand someone, so build the account first. Now, before I finish the story, I have to warn you about the other man. Because I've watched people hear a message like this and go straight into the ditch on the other side of the road. I knew someone who heard exactly this. Decided he'd been soft his whole life, and turned it into armor in about a week. He got short with people. He stopped explaining anything to anyone, including the things that genuinely needed explaining. He treated every request as a test, and every disagreement as disrespect. He thought he was building authority. He was building distance within a year. Nobody brought him problems anymore, and he mistook that silence for respect. It wasn't, it was avoidance. People had simply worked out that the cost of involving him was higher than the cost of routing around him. And a man everyone routes around is not powerful. He's just alone with his standards. Understand the difference, because it is the whole thing. Strength is not coldness, the line, the pause, the standard, the exit. Every one of those is about what you will accept, not about how you treat people. You can hold an absolutely immovable line and still be warm to everyone standing on the other side of it. In fact, that combination is the rarest thing there is. And it is the one that people will follow anywhere. Hard on the standard, easy on the person. Get that backwards, and you don't become respected. You become avoided. Now let me finish the story. That man went back to work the next Monday. He didn't quit. He didn't make a speech. He didn't send the email he wrote at 2 a.m, and thankfully never opened again. He changed 4 things. He stopped rewriting other people's reports and let them come back marked. He started leaving at 6. When someone asked him for a favor, he said not this week, and he did not explain what he was doing this week. And he started studying the part of the operation that nobody else understood. An hour a night for 11 months. Nothing happened for a long time. That's the part I need you to sit with. Because it's the part that makes most people quit. For about 4 months it got worse. 2 people got annoyed with him. 1 stopped speaking to him entirely. He went home some nights genuinely wondering if he'd broken something that used to work. He hadn't. He was just watching the market adjust to a price increase. By the following spring, he was the person they called when the thing nobody understood broke, and the second time a promotion came around, nobody had to be told that he wanted it. He never raised his voice once, he just stopped being free. So understand what actually happened there. Because it wasn't magic, and it wasn't personality. He didn't become louder. He didn't become colder. He didn't learn a set of phrases to say to difficult people. He became someone with a line, a pause, a standard, an exit, and a skill. And every single one of those is available to you this week. Not all at once. Pick one. Pick the one that made you uncomfortable while I was describing it, because that's the one your life is currently organized around avoiding. And know that when you raise your price, some people will leave. They will. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. The ones who leave are the ones who were only ever there for the discount. Let them go. You're not losing people. You are losing the ones who were never buying you in the first place. Because in the end, nobody hands you your dignity. There is no meeting where they decide you have earned it. There is only the long, unglamorous work of becoming a person whose no means something. It will not feel like power while you're doing it. It'll feel like awkward pauses and short replies and a few weeks where you're not sure you did the right thing. That's what it feels like from the inside, every time, for everyone. The people you admire for their presence did not skip that part. They just went through it before you were watching. And that starts with one sentence, said once with nothing after it. This is becoming you. If this hits something in you, stay.